Ear is divided into three very important regions, that is the outer ear or external ear, and the middle ear and the inner ear. So vestibular apparatus consists of three semicircular canals. One, that is otolith organ consisting of saccule and utricle. The mechanism of hearing. So how are we able to assess the sound or the vibrations? Like for example, when we put stone into the water body, you can see the circles. So that is called as a ripple. Hello everyone, welcome back to the last concepts of this particular chapter, that is chapter 21 of your syllabus, neural control and coordination. This is the last session of this very interesting chapter called neural control and coordination. So as myself, B. Shabarani from the Department of Biology, Vidyashram Pre-University College, the Temple of Excellence in Mysuru. Moving on to the last concepts of this interesting chapter, hope you remember in the last session we were studying about yet another very interesting sensory processing organ, that is the ear. As we have studied that ear is an organ of hearing as well as it is as a very important for maintenance of body balance. As we have already studied, ear is divided into three very important regions, that is the outer ear or external ear and the middle ear and the inner ear. And now moving on to the last concepts of this particular chapter, we were discussing about cochlea. The coil part of the ear is called as cochlea, and the space within cochlea is called scala media. Here you can see the space within the cochlea is called as what? This is called scala media. So the space within cochlea is called scala media, which is filled with endolymph, which is filled with, this is filled with endolymph. It is filled with endolymph, fluid-like substance. Fluid-filled cavity, we can call it as fluid-filled cavity. Right, the space within cochlea is called scala media, which is filled with endolymph. And at the base of the cochlea, the scala vestibule ends at the oval window, that is fenestra ovalis, while scala tympani, here you can see the scala tympani and scala vestibuli. Then while the scala tympani terminate at the round window, that is called fenestra rotundus, which opens into the middle ear. So the space within cochlea is the highly coiled part of the ear, and the space within the cochlea is called scala media, which is filled with endolymph. And at the base of the scala cochlea, the scala vestibule, you can see ends at the oval window, and that is called as, oval window is called as what? Oval window, which is called as fenestra ovalis, while the scala tympani, that is, which we call it as the round window, which is called as fenestra rotundus, which open into the middle ear. Hope you have understood. The space within cochlea is called scala media, which is filled with endolymph, and at the base of the cochlea, the scala vestibule ends at the oval window. Oval window is called as what? Fenestra ovalis, while the scala tympani terminate at the round window. Round window is called as what? Fenestra rotundus, which opens into the middle ear. Now, the organ of Corti is a structure located on the basilar membrane, which contains hair cells that act as auditory receptor. Auditory receptors means that which receives the sound. So, the organ of Corti, here you can see, here the organ of Corti is a structure located on the basilar membrane. There are two membranes, one is called Resinus membrane, the other one is called basilar membrane. Basilar, which contains hair cells. Here you can see the hair cells, which contains hair cells that act as what? They act as auditory receptors. Receptors means that which receive the sound. auditory receptor. Then the basal end of their cells is in close contact with the afferent nerve. Here you can see the basilar membrane, right? So the basilar membrane, so here the basal end of their cells is in close contact with, the basal end of the cells are in close contact with afferent nerve fibers. Afferent means that which goes out, afferent. Then hair cells contain stereocolia projected from the apical part of each hair cells. Here you can see, here the stereo consists of what? Stereocolia. And projected from the apical part of each hair cell. Hair cells covered by this elastic membrane is called tectorial membrane. So here you can see the tectorial membrane. So this is the tectorial. So the organ of, so here we are studying the structure of cochlea. The organ of Corti, here you can see the organ of Corti is a structure located on the basilar membrane. Here you can see the basilar membrane which contains hair cells that act as what? Auditory receptors. Then the basal end of their cells is in close contact with the afferent nerve fibers. Hair cells contain stereocolia projected from the apical part of each hair cells. And hair cells are covered by elastic membrane which is called as tectorial membrane. So here you can see the tectorial membrane. Then moving on to the next very important part of the ear, that is called vestibular apparatus. So here you can see the vestibular labyrinth or vestibular apparatus. Here you can see the cochlea, the endolymph, and here you can see the semicircular canals. So these are the semicircular. So the one which is here expanded, which is shown here. So vestibular apparatus is located above the cochlea. So it is here you can see the cochlea. It is vestibular apparatus is located above the cochlea. Cochlea is the highly coiled region of the ear. So vestibular apparatus is located above the cochlea. Vestibular apparatus consists of 3 semicircular canals. So here you can see the 3. So 1, 2 and 3. These are called as semicircular canals. Semicircular canals. So vestibular apparatus consists of 3 semicircular canals. One that is otolith organ consisting of saccule and utricle. Saccule and utricle. Then each semicircular canal lies in a different plane at right angles to each other. So what is vestibular apparatus? It is an apparatus located above the cochlea, and this vestibular apparatus, which is called labyrinth, vestibular labyrinth, consists of 3 semicircular coiled structures. Here you can see the coiled structures. 3 semicircular canals, that is otolith organ consisting of saccule and utricle. Each semicircular canal lies in different plane at right angles to each other. Then membranous semicircular canals are suspended in the perilymph of bony canal. As we know, bony labyrinth, and the other one is called membranous labyrinth. Membranous labyrinth. Right. So membranous semicircular canals are suspended in the perilymph of membranous is made up. Membranous labyrinth is made up of endolymph, whereas the bony labyrinth is made up of perilymph. So the base of canal is swollen and is called ampulla. The base of this one is swollen and is called ampulla. Here you can see the ampulla. Ampulla. Then which contain projecting ridge called crista ampullaris with hair cells. The saccule and utricle contain projecting ridge called macula. Crista and macula are the specific receptors of the vestibular apparatus responsible for maintenance of balance of the body and posture. I think all of us know body balance and posture of the body is also maintained by the middle ear of the ear. And as I said, the ear not only is an organ of hearing, but also a very important organ for the maintenance of body balance and posture. So membranous semicircular canals are suspended in the perilymph of bony canal, and the base of the canal is swollen and is called ampulla, which contain a projecting ridge called crista ampullaris with hair cells, and the saccule and utricle contain a projecting ridge called macula. Crista and macula are the specific receptors receptors of the vestibular apparatus responsible for maintenance of balance of the body and posture. Moving on to the mechanism of hearing. So, how are we able to assess the sound or the vibrations? So, let us understand the mechanism of hearing. Just like how we have understood the mechanism of formation of vision or the image. So, in a ear, how are we able to understand the mechanism of hearing? Here you can see the mechanism of hearing, mechanical conduction of sound. First, the external ear called pinna is able to receive the sounds or the vibrations of the sound. From there on, it will go to the EAC. From there, it will go to tympanic membrane, then to the chain of ossicles, ear ossicles, stapes, foot plate, then pressure changes in inner ear fluid. So as the sound passes, the inner fluid changes, movement of basilar membrane, then stimulation of hair cells. So the external ear called pinna receives the sound waves and directs them to the eardrum. Eardrum is nothing but tympanum is called, tympanic membrane is called as what? Eardrum. So sound waves are amplified, that is they are made louder. So sound waves are amplified by the ear ossicles, as we have already studied the three very smallest ear bones, namely the malleus, incus and the stapes, which are responsible for amplification of the sound and send it to the oval window of the middle ear. The vibration of the oval window creates waves in the perilymph of scala vestibuli. So what is the first mechanism of hearing? The external ear receives sound waves and directs them to the eardrum. Then the sound waves are amplified, multiplied. It is made louder by the ear ossicles and send it to the oval window in the middle ear. The vibration of the oval window creates waves in the perilymph of scala vestibule. Then the waves in perilymph induce a ripple in the basilar membrane. What do you mean by ripple? You know, like for example, when we put stone into the water body, you can see the circles. So that is called as a ripple. So the waves in perilymph induce a ripple in the basilar membrane. Movements of the basilar membrane bend the hair cells, processing them against the tectorial membrane. As a result, nerve impulses are generated in the associated afferent neuron. So these impulses are transported to the auditory cortex of the brain, where the impulses are analyzed and the sound is recognized. So here, as I said, there is always a coordination of the organ with the neural system or the nervous system. So the waves in the perilymph induce a ripple in the basilar membrane. Then movements of the basilar membrane bend the hair cells, processing them against the tectorial membrane. So as a result, nerve impulses are generated in the associated afferent neuron. So these impulses are transported to the auditory cortex of the brain, where the impulses are analyzed and the sound waves are recognized. So here you can see the mechanism of ear, pinna to EAC, then to tympanic membrane, then the chain of ossicles, it passes on to the chain of ossicles to stapes, then to the pressure changes in the inner fluid and movement of the basilar membrane, then stimulation of hair cells. Hope you have understood all the concepts of this wonderful chapter, physiological chapter called nervous system, that is neural control and coordination. With this chapter, I think we have understood how important the nervous system is for our body, and also the sensory processing organs may be the eye and the ear. So this particular, as I said, all the physiological chapters that are related to human physiology are very important from knowledge point of view, as we are studying about our own important organs and their functioning and the mechanism that is involved in the process of conduction of, may it be a vision or may it be hearing. Hope you have understood all the concepts what I have explained in this particular chapter called neural control and coordination. So I'll be back with yet another interesting chapter of your syllabus in the coming session. Till then, goodbye and thank you.